Thank you very much. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to yoga. Another week, another practice. Roll out your mat, grab a block or two, whatever other props you might want to use. Please feel free to modify your practice today as it makes sense for you. Challenge yourself where you can, back off if you need to. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. I'm sitting cross-legged on a block, but you can sit on your heels or any other spot on your mat that feels reasonable for you to remain for the first few moments of our class together. Let your hands either rest on the legs or let your hands fall into the lap, whatever's comfortable. Closing the eyes if you can. Let yourself sit tall, lengthening the spine. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, letting the day just kind of roll right off as you start to settle into your space. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, exhaling it softly out the mouth. Inhaling deeply again through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. We'll do that one more time. Big inhale. Exhaling softly out the mouth. Continue with the breath moving in and out through the nose as best you can. Letting the sit bones settle into the ground. And just observing how everything feels in the body. Observing how the legs feel making contact on the mat or any props that you're sitting on. Let yourself feel grounded in this spot. Letting the breath move as you take slower, deeper inhales, slower, deeper exhales. Continue sitting tall, and each time you inhale, think about the breath reaching all the way to the lower ends of your lungs. And exhaling the air out, just trying to move it as deeply as possible each time with each cycle. Inhaling, taking the air in, fill the lower lungs. Exhaling. Let's take 3 more deep breaths right here. And bringing palms together at the heart, soften your chin to your chest, continuing with the breath, just taking an opportunity, maybe setting an intention for your practice today. And start to slowly open the eyes if they're not already. Big inhale, sweep the arms straight up overhead. With your exhale, take a little twist to the right. Bring the left arm forward, right arm back. Deep breath in, lengthen. Deep breath out, moving a little more from the midsection. One more like that. Inhaling, return to center, arms overhead. Exhaling, go to the left side, bringing the right arm forward, left arm back, chest up, big inhale. Exhaling, twisting slightly deeper, squeezing from the belly. One more. Return to center, big inhale, arms up. Exhaling, soften the arms back toward the mat, coming off of your seat, just removing any props you might be using. Just keep them close by. As we come onto hands and knees, extending the right leg back on the mat with the toes tucked, gently pressing the right heel back so you feel the right leg wake up, the back of the right knee lifting ever so slightly up toward the sky. Let's take a modified side plank. Bring the right heel flat to the mat so the whole right foot is flat. Sweep the right arm back, around, then up overhead. Lengthening through the whole right side. Give it one more deep breath. Float the right hand back to the mat, lower the right knee. Let's go the other way. Left leg, reach it back with the toes tucked in the mat. Gently pressing the left heel back so you feel the left leg wake up a little bit. Start spinning the left heel flat to the mat, side plank, other way, left arm, reach it back, then around, overhead, opening up through the whole left side. Feel your tailbone lengthening a little bit. So the tailbone, like we don't want to stick it out, make it a back bend. We want to let the whole body be in a straight line if you were looking at it from above. One more deep breath. Lower the left hand, return the left knee to the mat, spread the fingers wide, start tucking the toes, come to down dog, hips up and back. And of course, in your first down dog of the day, you're welcome to walk out the feet, pedal out the heels, just give everything a nice deep stretch. Again, maybe shaking things off if you need, right? Letting go of the morning, right? Shaking off any cobwebs that might have formed over the course of the morning, or maybe even over the weekend. Good. Keep the breath nice and steady. Let's put a little bend in the knees, look forward through the hands, walk or hop the feet up to the front of the mat. And maybe grabbing blocks if you want under the hands, or books or anything that you can grab as a prop. Slide the hands in front of you. And yeah, maybe you don't even need blocks, that's okay too. Start to put a bend in the right knee so the left leg straightens out a bit. Keep your chest lifted, pick up the left arm, take a nice twist to the left side. Reaching up through your fingertips, you'll start to feel a nice stretch through the left leg, maybe in the hip, right? One more deep breath. Return your left hand to the mat. Let's go the other way. Start to bend up at the left knee, straightening the right leg. Keep the chest lifted. Pick up your right arm, opening the opposite side. Let's take one more deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the right hand, fold over the legs, soften through both knees. Big inhale, roll up slowly to stand as you press down on curl, coming all the way up. Soften the shoulders back, stand nice and tall, press through the legs, big inhale, sweep the arms around and up, and grab your right wrist with your left hand or left thumb and index finger. Stretch up out of the waist, reach over to the left side. Again, keeping your body in one straight line from the side, so the tailbone reaches down as you continue lifting up as you reach left. On your inhale, come to center, go the other way, grab the left wrist, stretch up, stretch over to the right, keeping the biceps close to the ears, chest lifted. Big inhale, return back to center with your exhale, fold over the legs, stepping your left leg back in a low lunge, lower the knee, sweep the arms up, coming into a low crescent lunge. Make sure the right heel stays anchored on the mat. Lengthen the tailbone down. If there's room to do so, you can sink the hips a little more forward. Maybe look up. Maybe even interlace fingers if you want to go for it. Flip the palms. Get a nice shoulder stretch here. Take one more breath. Lower your hands to the mat. Step to down dog. Bring the right foot back. Then you can hold your down dog, or if you want to go for the flow, you can take it forward to plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin, elbows close. Untuck the toes, slide through into Cobra Bhujangasana. Return to down dog, or take child's pose, deep breaths. soften through the knees in your down dog. Look forward, step or hop the feet lightly to the front of the mat. We're lifting the chest, big inhale, maybe palms to shins. Exhale, round down as you fold. Big inhale, sweep the arms around, rise up, grab the right wrist with the left hand, stretch up and over to the left. Big inhale, return to center, grab the left wrist, stretch up and over to the right. Bring it back to center. With your exhale, dive over the legs. Chest up, inhale the right foot back, lower the right knee. Anjaneyasana, low crescent, arms high. Making sure the left heel stays on the mat. Maybe the hips sink forward. If there's no room to do that, please do not force it. You don't want to overdo anything. Right, sometimes we get a little overzealous in our practice. We don't need to do that, it's just yoga, right? Nice and easy. If you did it on the first side, interlace fingers, switch the grip so the opposite pinky finger rests on top, flip the palms. Let's lower both hands to the mat, return to down dog, step the left foot back. Feel free to stay if you're holding, or feel free to flow. Big inhale. Exhale, chaturanga or drop the knees. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale back to down dog or child's pose, deep breaths. Two more breaths. And from your downward facing dog, start looking forward through the hands. Step or hop the feet up to the front of the mat. Lift the chest, big inhale. Exhale, round down and fold. Step your feet together, toes and heels touch. Bend the knees all the way, as far as they can go, with your fingertips reaching toward the mat. Your fingertips do not have to touch the mat. We're just giving ourselves a nice deep bend for our chair pose. Keep the hips, the knees where they are, then lift the arms, Utkatasana. Bring both palms together at the heart. Let's take a twist to the right. Hook the left elbow outside the right knee. Lift the chest. Thumbs at your heart center as you peek over the right shoulder. Take one more breath. With an inhale, come to center. Dive over the legs. Let it go. Step the left leg back in a low lunge. Take your right hand inside the right foot, coming into your wide-legged forward fold on the left side. So walk your hands over to the left. Pivot the right toes in. Your feet are 3 to 4 feet apart, just about parallel. Fold over the legs. If the knees need to bend here, let them bend. Prasarita Padottanasana. And if it feels good to do so, maybe even let yourself sway a little side to side. So you're going to bend the right knee, then bend the left as you just nice and easy open up a little bit through the hips, working on the inner thighs, your adductor muscles, right? Or you're just staying in center, that's okay too. Let's take another deep breath. Then bring it back to center. Lift the chest, bring your hands to the waist, and with a flat back, press up slow. Bring it all the way back up. Slow, slow, slow. Turn the right toes forward to the front edge of the mat and bring the left toes in just a tiny bit, just a little bit. Warrior two, bend the right knee, reach the arms out, gaze over the right middle finger. The arms are strong, but the shoulders drop away from the ears, so we don't want to be all the way up here. Nice, easy warrior. Tailbone down. One more full breath. Reverse the warrior, sweep the right arm over. Let's come into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Reach the right arm in front, maybe your hand on a block or just on the mat or in front of the mat. Lift the left leg up. Point your left toes away. Reach the left arm high. Maintaining a nice firm hold on the ground. Maintain your foundation. Press down to lift up. When you're stable here, that's when you shift your gaze left. Try peeking up at your left fingertips. Take one more deep breath. Let's enjoy a nice standing split pose. Lower the left hand to the mat. Keep the left leg lifting. Let your forehead soften to the front shin. Take one more deep breath. Step your left foot back on the mat, come into a low lunge, come into down dog split, lift the right leg up and back, put a bend in the right knee so the hip rolls open, head down, maybe peek under the left arm, take one more deep breath. Start to drop the right hip a little, step to low lunge, bring the right foot through the hands, stepping all the way forward to the front of the mat this time, fold over the legs, bring your feet together, toes, heels touch, sit deep, bend the knees, arms high, Utkatasana, palms to prayer at the heart. We're taking our twist left, bring the right elbow outside the left knee, chest up, gaze over the left shoulder, feel the spine lengthen. Take one more breath. With an inhale, return to center. Dive over the legs with your exhale. Send the right leg back in a low lunge. Bring your left hand inside the left foot, coming into your wide-legged forward fold. Go to the right. It's your left toes pivoting in just to keep the feet parallel. Prasarita Padottanasana. Again, you can just hang over the legs if you want to grab toes or hands on the waist or even interlace fingers behind the back. You're welcome to try something different on this side. If you like the gentle side to side flow for the hips, feel free to do that too. Maintain the breath, stay focused. Keep the breath moving, and let's take one more full breath. Coming back to center, start to lift the chest, lengthen the spine, hands on the waist. Keep the back flat, slowly press all the way up. Take your time, breathe. Soften the shoulders. Now at your left toes, turn forward. Bend the left knee, the right toes turn in just slightly for your warrior two. Arms out, look over the left middle finger. You know, again, if you're looking from the front, you'll see your body in one straight line, right? I mean, not literally, but close to it, straight line. One more deep breath. Reverse the warrior, flip the left palm, lift the left arm, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, reach the left hand in front of the left foot, right leg floats up off the mat. Point the right toes away, reach the right arm high. Once again, find your foundation, settle in, lift up, use the breath. Once you're stable, that's when you shift your gaze first to the right, then up at your right fingertips. Take one more deep breath. Standing split pose, lower the right hand, soften your forehead to the left shin. One more breath. Low lunge, your right toes touch on the mat. Down dog split, lift the left leg high, putting a bend in the knee, open the hip, head down, take one more breath. Start to drop the left hip, step to low lunge, bring the left foot through, step all the way up to the front of the mat, fold over the legs, keeping your feet about hip width distance apart. That's approximately the space of 2 fists between the feet. Padangusthasana, hand to big toe pose. Grab your big toes in yogi toe lock, and we're going between the first and second toes. Lift the chest, we're lengthening the spine. On the exhale, sink the crown of the head toward the mat, sit bones lifting up. If you're modifying here, you're just going to take hands to opposite elbows. Let's take one more deep breath. Good. On your next big inhale, start lifting the chest. Exhaling, release the toes. Bring your hands to the waist, flat back, press up slow, all the way up to stand. Yeah. And let the arms relax down by your side, stepping the feet together again. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, arms high, palms to prayer at the heart. Take a twist to the right, look over the shoulder. Bring it to center, go to the left, look over the shoulder. Inhale to the middle, dive over the legs, let the chest lift on the inhale. Exhaling, step your feet into plank pose. Let's take a side plank, face the right side first. Roll to the outer left foot, your right leg is on top. Lift the right arm. Modify here any way you choose. You can lower the left knee, you can float the right leg, or any other variation, side tree pose. Take one more breath. Return to center, and you got it. We're gonna go the other way. Roll to the outer right foot, face the left side, left leg on top. Lift the left arm, shift your gaze. Modify any way you choose. Try to do the same thing you did from the first side. Take one more breath. Good, come back to center. Meet in down dog. You can either go straight back to down dog or chaturanga up dog. Good. From your downward facing dog, put a little bend in the knees. Walk your hands back to your feet. So you're folding over the legs at the back of the mat. Lift the chest, hands on the waist. Press all the way up to stand. Good, and keeping the hands on the waist, shift your weight to the right leg. Bend up at your left knee. Try to keep the hips level. Gaze past the end of the nose and either keep it right here, or if you want to go for it, you can interlace fingers out front of your left knee, like on the left knee, or grab onto your big left toe. Yeah, if you're feeling strong or if you have an advanced practice, press the left heel out. You can bend the left knee, but the standing leg really should be solid. Press down, lift up, gaze past the nose, one more breath. Good, and whether your left knee is bending or straight, let go of the leg, if you're not already. Lift the arms without sinking back, right? Strong right leg, lift up, one more breath. Lower the left leg, float the arms by your side. Return hands on the waist, shift your weight left. Bend the right knee, hips level. Hold here, interlace fingers, or grab your big right toe. Press down through the left leg, chest up. If you're going for it, press the right heel out. It's okay for the right knee to bend. The standing leg, your foundation must be solid. Nice deep breaths. Good. Whether your right leg is straight or the knee is bending, let go if you're not already. Float the arms up. Strong left leg. No leaning back. One more breath. Return the right leg down. Fold over the legs, dive over the legs. Walk the hands out again for downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, let's lift the right leg up. Put a bend in the knee. Let's come into pigeon pose. Float the right knee through, behind the wrist. Left leg back, sit tall. Use any props if you need. If you're modifying, lay on your back. Coming into your reverse figure four, the right ankle is above the left knee. Walk the hands out when you can. Head down. Soften the shoulders, soften the hands. Deep breaths. Two more times. And start to walk the hands in, lift the head up off the mat. Removing any props that may be under the right leg. Roll to the right, bring the left leg around, come into Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet touch together. The knees drop out and take your hands, wrap them around the tops of the feet. Sit tall. If that's quite deep enough, you stay right here, or maybe lean into the stretch. One more deep breath. And start to release out as you come all the way back up. Fold the knees in. Roll back slightly off the tailbone. Lift the feet. Keep the knees bending. Coming into Navasana, boat pose. And maybe stay right here with the arms reaching out. Right? Knees bending, or straighten the legs. 2 more breaths. As you start releasing, bend at the knees, crossing your ankles, come forward. Let's meet in down dog. Step back. Shake it off, stretch it out. Let's go the other way. Lifting up the left leg. Put a bend in the knee. Let's bring it through for pigeon. Right leg back, sit tall. Hips level, use any props if you need. Modify on the back if you need. If you're good here, keep the hips level. Walk the hands out, forehead down. Deep breaths. 2 more breaths. Start to walk the hands back in, lift the head, the chest up, removing any props that may be under the left leg, roll to the left side, Baddha Konasana. The right leg comes around, the soles of the feet together, drop the knees out. Yeah, hands to the feet, sit tall. Either remain all the way upright or lean in if there's room to do so. 2 more deep breaths. Good. Start to sit back up if you're not already. Fold the knees in, roll back slightly off the tailbone. 1 more set of boat pose. Lift the legs. You can keep the knees bending as you let go, or straightening out the legs. 2 more breaths. And let's start bending up at the knees. Roll down onto your backs. All right, let's bring the feet back on the mat. Hugging your right leg in toward the chest. Straighten out the left leg on the mat. Let's take a nice twist here. Go to the left side first. Keeping both shoulders on the mat as best you can. Drop the right arm out. Turn your head to the right. Let's hold for another deep breath. Come back to center, straighten the right leg, hug the left knee in. Let's go the other way. Twist to the right, keeping both shoulders on the mat as best they can. Look left. Yeah, come back to center. All right, and before we wind down in Shavasana, feel free to take the inversion practice of your choice. Certainly if you have a headstand practice, if you want to take shoulder stand, especially this time of year, really nice way to get grounded, going upside down, believe it or not, as well as giving yourself a nice burst of energy for the rest of your day. So as long as you're not working through any injuries with the head, neck, and shoulders here, like this is going to be a great option. Even Halasana plow pose if you want to go for it. So if you're modifying, of course, please feel free to do that. You can take your mat to the wall and do legs up the wall, which is a full restorative option, or take a block or any other prop under the lower back to do a modified legs up the air, right? Yeah. So settle into an upside down shape. And if you're not going upside down today, that's also fine. Stay on your back, bring the soles of the feet together, drop the knees out, right? Another hip opening stretch. Take another 2 or 3 deep breaths. And slowly coming down. If you're upside down, if you're in headstand, you're gonna go into child's pose. If you're in shoulder stand, you can stay on your back for fish pose, Matsyasana. You can also use a block or rolled up blanket between the shoulder blades to do the same thing. I always like to use a prop here because it feels good to get the heart opening stretch, the nice release, all right? And then just softening into the stretch that happens with assistance from gravity, right? The rest of your body just kind of sinking onto the mat. Take another deep breath or two. Good. Releasing out of your counter stretch. Returning onto your back. Bring the knees in again, and of course you can windshield wiper the knees side to side if you want to take any other brief final stretches before settling into Shavasana. You're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you've earned it coming into your final relaxation today. Let the legs extend out on the mat, separating the feet. Let the arms drop out with your palms turned up toward the sky. Close the eyes, uncreasing the brow, unclenching the jaw, letting the breath settle back into a more natural rhythm, natural soft pace. As you let your body just settle once again into its space, feeling fully supported by the mat underneath you. Begin wiggling fingers and toes, returning awareness to the body. Maybe gently roll the head a little side to side. Reach the arms overhead, enjoy a nice waking stretch. Pull the knees in toward the chest one final time. Slowly rolling to your side, keeping the eyes closed a little while longer. Return back up to a comfortable seated position on the mat. Bringing palms together again at the heart, soften your chin to your chest. Take a moment reflecting once again on your intention. Then always taking the opportunity to honor your efforts and honor your practice today. Namaste.